Good evening. Today we are here to present our audit report on ETI scandal. Throughout this presentation, we will further elaborate on the reasons for the ETI scandal. Firstly, I'll tell about the organization background. Editing Trust Investment Finance Limited or ETI Finance was a regulated private limited company in Sri Lanka, as well as a non-banking financial institution which had functioned as a licensed finance company founded by Mr. E.A.P. Edirisinghe in 1967. After the death of his wife, Mrs. Soma Edirisinghe took over the company and remained as its chairperson until her death in 2015. For decades, ETI had considered one of the leading financial institutions in Sri Lanka, and the reputation began to drop soon after the death of Mr. E.A.P. Edirisinghe. Later on, Swarnamahal Financial Services plc joined as a subsidiary, which is a public limited liability company incorporated in 2004. On 13 July 2020, the Sri Lankan Central Bank decided to cancel the license of both ETI and Swarnamahal Financial Services due to lack of their funding and financial problems regarding repayment of depositors' money. At that time, the board of directors had comprised with Mr. Jeevaka Edirisinghe as chairperson, Mr. Naleka Edirisinghe, Mr. Asanka Edirisinghe, and Mrs. Deepa Edirisinghe as the executive directors. Moving on to the next slide, let's look at the performance and asset base of the company. The company had 23% of revenue growth in 2016 and company recorded 265% of profit growth in the same year. The company had constantly retained roughly amount to rupees 1.3 billion as at 31st March 2017. In 2016, there was an increase of net operating income by 57%. In 2018, the interest income had dropped by 19% and the total operating expenses had dropped by 8 million. Now I invite Tehara to continue the presentation. Thank you.
I am going to talk about the internal auditor's responsibility. There are so many responsibilities of an internal auditor. First one is evaluate, controlling and advising all level managers. From the lower level to the top level, everyone engaged to internal control. Internal auditor must report effectiveness of the management policies at different levels. Second one is evaluating risks. Internal auditing technique use change control-based form to risk-based approach. So it enables to auditor to predict future opportunities and provide assurance advices when needed. Third one is analyzing operations and confirm information. Internal auditors work with line managers so they can review operations and then report their failures and issues. Internal audit is a person who joins to make strategic decisions, so he must well know the operation process of the organization. Fourth one is working with other assurance providers. There are some other assurance providers such as management professionals, compliance officers, quality managers, and fraud investigators. Internal audit is independent from management and able to give opinion about the risks were reported. There are some other responsibilities also. There are investigate frauds, reviewing the organization business process, measures the efficiency of the risk management system currently operating, assess the company's risks and the efficacy of its risk management efforts, evaluate internal control and make recommendation on how to improve. Assure guards, provide an opinion, provide recommendation to improve weak internal control, perform reconciliation of financial and operating information, monitor compliance with industry standards, laws and guidelines, evaluate whether processes and procedures are functioning properly. Thank you.
Today I would like to focus on the nature of the failure that ETI did during the scandal. So, ETI worked well in the beginning. Since 2011, ETI finance started to get down because of their weak supervision and poor management. ETI get deposits from the people and they invest in the illegal foreign companies. By investing those companies, ETI lost their liquidity, while people ask from them to take deposits back. But ETI couldn't fulfill their fulfillment. In 2011, ETI shows their net worth as 454 million rupees in audit report. But ETI books say their asset worth is 459 million rupees. These are the main failures to enter the ETI. In 2017, ETI says their balance sheet has a huge difference in 17.5 billion also. Also, we can disclose that ETI didn't make any joint subsidiary statement until 2017. Almost had been excess rupees to 8 billion in 2013 March. As a subsidiary company, Swarnamahal shouldn't accept deposits, but they take money from the people without telling inabilities of them, and had issued certificates like ETI is issuing. During the reporting period of the Swarnamahal irregularities, we heard they had taken deposits for their own sake. People ask from ETI when did money given back? Their money given back, but ETI following a silent steps. That's the end of my presentation. I hope you would enjoy it. Thank you so much. Now I like to invite Gitmi to continue the presentation.
Thank you, Dari. I would like to talk about reasons for the failure. Actually, main reason for the failure is ETI cheated to their depositors. They are not return depositors' money and invest them in illegal foreign companies. However, ETI scanned 22 billion rupees to the depositors after the death of Mrs. Soma Singha. But ETI reports books don't show the real situation. They breach all the financial principles. But real audit report showing up ETI was collapsed. Earlier ETI have insurance in 12 billion. However, after so many years ago, according to the financial system, that insurance procedure and rate should have changed. But there is no any changes. After 6 years later, ETI have insurance in 12 billions yet. But at that time, they have to pay 34 billions to depositors also. Therefore, ETI's financial statement shows that was a good situation. But the real thing is they calculate their profits illegally, according to the audit reports. So we can identify these are the main reasons for the failure. I would like to invite Tarsha to continue the presentation.
Thank you. Now let's have a look at the parties that involve the ETI scandal. We can mainly identify two parties, and they are internal and external parties. Lack of internal business oversight and their irregular performance are highly affected to the ETI scandal. Board of directors, chief executive members, management, internal auditors, shareholders, depositors are the internal parties that affect to this manner. Main effect for the ETI scandal is enable of the board of directors and senior managers of the company. ETI misrecorded so many financial transactions and misuse asset as well. When it comes to internal audit, they have breached their responsibilities in many ways. ETI did not give the proper details depositors because of this they victim to the ETI scandal. Then the external parties are the second main role of ETI scandal. Lack of regulatory activities and lack of controlling was a reason of the ETI scandal. The external parties are regulators, external Central Bank of Sri Lanka, government external auditors. When it comes the central bank, they did not their regulated process properly. Also, central bank failed to take proper action to the depositors' problem, and they also try to ignore the ETI problem. Therefore, ETI got more chance to continue their misleading activities as usual. External auditors also fail some cases to find proper evidence for, and that also leads to the ETI scandal. Thank you.
I explained indicating financial statement and misconducted things from financial stakeholders. EDI showed their financial statements with financial assets, liabilities, and equity. EDI mainly used the financial accounting from 2013 to 2017, and it was like that loan even EDI have paid rupees 32 billion as for the loan. I invite Umesha continue our presentation.
I'm going to talk about external auditors and auditor opinion on financial statement. Auditor's opinion as per the 2011 to 2012 annual report. In 2012 March end BDO auditors report, they mentioned that the accounting reports are properly recorded as well as ETI company financial statement are correct and fair. It compliant with all the legal and regulation. Companies Act number 7 of 2007 and Financial Business Act number 42 of 2011. Audit opinion as per the 2016 to 2017 annual report. KPMG audit firm mentioned two main factors. First one is the company retained loss and total liability exceed total asset. Second point is the loans given by the company in excess of its single borrower limited to the related party. Looking at the KPMG's opinion, they state that the financial statement of they are fair and true view of according to the Sri Lankan auditing standard, as well as the company has met with the requirements of Section 151 of the Companies Act. Audit opinion as per the 2017 to 2018 annual report. In 2017 to 2018 report under individual auditors report that they showed an advice opinion compared to the 2016 to 2017. They mentioned they engaged in auditing the financial statement, but their opinion that show an advice opinion and they disclose that the financial statements are not true and fair along with the Sri Lankan accounting standard. With regard this, they identify issue at the financial statement of this company. External auditor opinion. 2018 to 2017 show that the fundamental problem in their financial statement. Balance sheet was 17.5 billion 2017 but 6 years ago it was a negative value. Financial statement filled with the companies and register have not been consolidated. KPMG had doubt ETI have long-run business process or not, and can they continuously do their businesses? Thank you.
Auditors mainly focuses on frauds that creates a material misstatement in financial statements. We can identify that ETI has fraudulent financial reporting and also misappropriation of assets. The auditors have the responsibility to provide advices to maintain the financial business properly and help to make better decisions with the company. The issue arise from profitability and liquidity was the main reason for the ETI scandal. As internal auditors, they have a huge responsibility to keep advising and evaluating their performances. When it comes to the ETI auditors, we can see lots of breaches of responsibilities. Auditors not work according to the guidelines and deadlines given by the central bank. Big process of examining financial statements and internal control. Also change the profit amount of the financial statement to reduce the amount of losses. They did not pay proper attention and did not evaluate the company's risk. Auditors did not evaluate the company's risk and the efficiency of its risk management effort. When it comes to practical scenario, we can say auditors uh, mainly focuses on fraud that creates a material misstatement in financial statement. But in the ETI scandal case, clearly we can see that internal auditors have been breached their responsibilities. When we refer the external auditors report, we can see that the KPMG also see there are some unclearness about problematic areas which cannot be identified. When compared to their earns by lendings, they have paid an inordinate amount of interest to their depositors, and this also leads to this mess uh, in that happens in ETI. As auditors, they should warn to the ETI companies to maintain liquidity and the profitability. What was happens in is there was no enough evidence to prove that they have been evaluating the risk of this matter, and this is another point of that auditors breach their responsibilities. In 2011, there was 7.5 billion asset was not have been recorded in ETI books, but then the KPMG, the external auditors have found 8 billion overvalued asset in 2013. Considering about this matter, we can identify that there is breach of internal auditors' responsibility, that they have failed to identify proper evidence and they have neglected both misrecorded asset and overvalued asset that generate. Suddenly they haven't prepared any consolidated statement for that. And now I invite Mayantha to continue the presentation. Thank you.
Natasha. My part is recommendation and solution. First of all, the problem with ETI was largely due to urgency problem. This is because the purpose of the owners, the purpose of the managers, the purpose of the board of directors are different. The fact that everyone was working for their own welfare led to the collapse of the institution. Another issue is the relationship between internal and external auditor. So the idea and suggestion identified by our teams are: first one is, in order to create transparency in internal auditing, an independent person who does not hold any other official position should be appointed. Second one is, a company that accepts deposit should always have an insurance cover of 75% of the total deposit amount. Third one is, always appoint an external auditor who is not in any way close to the company. Fourth one is, accounting should not always be limited to one person. Fifth one is, directors must be transferred after a certain period of time. Another recommendation is, if there is a breakdown in the business, another project should be started in addition to that project. Last recommendation is, when selecting foreign and local investor for project, a group of investors with a clear history and good history should be selected. So all the idea and suggestion put forward by our team cannot be applied to the current situation of ETI. But if there is any understanding of these ideas and suggestions before the collapse of another such institution, the balance business can cover to collapse to some extent. Thank you for watching our presentation.